We work in extremely difficult environments, and some of those are combat or near combat environments.
You have to be very open-minded. You have to be prepared to get your hands dirty.
They are incredible at just making things happen, and to a point where I think we're a little jealous.
We're on a tight ship. We stick to our policy, and we provide to the customer what they need.
Since our founding in post-World War II Japan, to our work today in areas of conflict around the world, PAE has become a trusted partner of the United States government. Edward Shea founded Pacific Architects and Engineers Incorporated in Tokyo in 1955. Inspired by efforts to rebuild Japan following World War II, Shea founded PAE to provide critical services to U.S. government agencies in Asia. The company grew steadily in the late 50s and early 60s, designing facilities for the U.S. government in Japan, Korea, Afghanistan, and Laos. When the U.S. entered the conflict in Vietnam, PAE was chosen to provide R&U, repairs and utilities throughout Indochina. The company's expertise quickly became indispensable. At the height of operations, PAE employed more than 30,000 American, third country, and local national personnel, supporting more than 500,000 U.S. and Allied military troops deployed to Southeast Asia. During the 1968 Tet Offensive, 15 PAE employees were killed and 8 were captured. 7 of the captured employees were released in 1973, and 1 is presumed to have died in captivity. Other PAE teams were expanding and diversifying the company's presence across the globe. In 1969, PAE began operations and maintenance work for the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo, Japan. In later years, PAE's embassy support expanded to other challenging locations, such as Iraq and Afghanistan. First, however, the United States learned of a major security breach at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. Based on the company's reputation for excellence, the U.S. Department of State selected PAE to support the U.S. Embassy in Moscow, a role PAE continues to fill to this day. The company's reputation and the can-do spirit of its employees allowed it to keep expanding. In the late 90s, PAE began working in Bosnia. This effort would evolve into the recruitment and deployment of election monitors and other governance experts for the OSCE. PAE also began peacekeeping work in Africa, supporting more than 11,000 regional peacekeeping troops in West Africa. During Sudan's long-running civil war, PAE supported a ceasefire monitoring mission in the Nuba Mountains. Years later, it was one of the first companies to operate within the newly established country of South Sudan.
We need to have a reliable airstrip. Opening up and maintaining the airstrip and maintaining roads leading to the 4 main camps became very important. We did not necessarily have the skills and competencies. That's why we decided to outsource. And PAE, since that time, it has been a perfect, productive partnership. We have and we continue to do a very good job together.
Recently, PAE supported the effort to fight the Ebola virus in Liberia.
As a clinician, really incredible operations and logistics is the only way I get to do my job. We wouldn't have opened without PAE.
PAE remains the #1 provider of services to the U.S. government in Africa. In 2011, PAE expanded its geographic footprint to all 7 continents, supporting the operations of the National Science Foundation in Antarctica. In the past few years, PAE has made a series of strategic acquisitions that have transformed the company's portfolio while preserving its customer-focused culture. From maintaining aircraft, performing space testing, and operating training ranges, to capturing biometric data and assessing threats, PAE is well positioned to help the U.S. government meet its foreign policy objectives and maintain a state of readiness for future challenges.
And we have people that excel at what they do, given that they've grown within the company, they know the ethical side of the company, they know integrity, quality workmanship, professionalism.
At the end of the day, when we're being congratulated for a good job, it's not an individual, it's a team effort.
PAE's history is about service and support for people in need or missions that have to get accomplished. When you get on site, what really matters is that you work as a team. You support the mission above everything else. It's not about me, it's about the objectives.